Hello, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Okay, are we here? Are we live? Is this gonna work or is it gonna freeze up again? Hello, testing 1 2 3. Sounds good to me. All right, I've got some interesting content, hopefully. I don't know, maybe. All right, so I got my triple window set up. Recently, I realized economy of motion when you use a computer is really valuable. Less time you spend scrolling around, clicking on stuff, the better. Big trick of that is just to arrange and organize your desktop properly, which I've been trying to be more conscientious of recently, and it's done me some good. Okay, so I'm gonna discuss a weird investment I've made recently. I thought it was really worth something, and that's a metaplanet. And I bought it at 559, 200 shares. So that's not a lot. It's only about I don't know. It's not even that much, eh? This is just for funsies. Honestly, just for funsies, okay? I'm not really dead serious on this one, but it's about what? I'm at like 100,000 US dollars. But, I would buy more. I'm just kind of a bit testing the waters here. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I was eyeing it, and just today, my investing account finally cleared up after 2 months. Some fucking issue with my residence card. It's just so annoying. But anyway, okay, so stocks are no fun unless you have a story. If you just buy stocks blind and don't know what you're doing, honestly, no one knows what they're doing. I think in the end, this is just an absurd little game. But if it gets you to read the news and you bet on something, it's like betting, all right? You can bet on sports or you can bet on companies. It's all it is, right? You have fun with it. It's like trying to read the future. And I guess the older you get, the more patterns you've seen in human nature. And it's just a game, right? I would liken stock investing to being a video game where the prize is not like completion of a game or, but the prize is actual money if you were to win. And overall, I think it's not about making money. I don't like the term buy or sell stocks, even though that's what it really is. It's about conversion, right? That's what buy and sell really mean. I just don't like those terms because I have a connotation of acquiring something. It's not really acquiring as it is just a conversion of things. Right? If you pull all your total things that belong to you as acknowledged by society, that is what you have. And that includes your bank account too. And if, you can convert that all to fiat currency or convert it all to holdings of something, it doesn't matter. But look, the way the Japanese yen has declined over the last 10 years, if you want to think about it, okay, I kind of lost. I was holding on to an asset that has lost 50% of its value compared to the US dollar. And because everything we love and treasure these days is based on a US dollar, that is iPhones and, everything's US dollar. As long as America's is, the bodyguard of the world and the hub for all the brains at Harvard and stuff, it's not going to change, So really, in all practical sense, I held on to an asset that said minus fucking 50. It was the biggest thing I've held. Fortunately, a lot of that went to the land and property that I own. That appreciated massively to the yen. Doesn't mean it's actually appreciated to the US dollar. I'm not even sure. Probably a wash, honestly. So, but, anyway. I actually did realize only one huge gain. That was Palantir. Well, I could have made more had I held on to it. And I was really unsure about Palantir. It's not listed here, of course, but it netted me about, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000 US, just like that, It makes you wonder, why even bother working? In essence, working is you do work, or investing is you tell someone else, hey, buddy, I like what you're doing. Here's some money. do the thing you're doing and do it faster, please. And you sit there and collect the fucking returns. This goes against all the principles of hard work. And I think the key difference is if you enjoy it, have fun, and are not like rattling your brain over the damn thing every day and sweating bullets over the losses, then it's a good thing. If you're gonna like sweat the bullets every day, then and you can't stomach the losses, then don't do it. The way I see it is, I had a near-death experience 4 or 5 years ago, and you think, do you really care that much about this? What do you want from this? More iPhones, more TVs? I'm telling you, after I bought many iPhones and TVs, it doesn't really make you that happy, It's just a silly game. And in fact, I would think that when I was so obsessed about ups and downs that are like, just like what, like, plus or minus like 1,000, I'm like, oh my God, I lost a hamburger or I got a hamburger. This is the worst mindset to ever be in, like absolutely the worst. In the end, it won't even matter. All right, this matters. This matters a lot. This, make a few bad bets, make a few good bets, whatever. I bet big on gold, just a gut feeling, and bam. But you got to understand, I was looking at a minus like 200,000 here at one point, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, I fucked up, and I'm sweating bullets every day, and my wife hates me because I'm so like mentally unstable from this number. Then I have a near-death experience, and then she leaves me for good, and now I'm sitting here with like, what? It's back up plus. I would be like all over the moon. But you think, what is this for? Harvard? Well, this will not get your kids into Harvard. But anyway, don't give a shit about that. Okay, so story time. That's the fun part. Okay, what is Metaplanet? Metaplanet is essentially, where's their site? Here it is. They look like Google. They look like Gmail. Let's go back to the homepage, analytics. It's this weirdo place, okay? They got a fucking great website. This is a landing page. I love it. They chart the Bitcoin price currently sitting at a very high 114. People might go, shitty time to invest in Bitcoin. It's going high, right? Look at the price history. You've seen this pattern before. Predictions say 1 million. You go, that's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Well, when it was at 200, I think that's insane if it goes to 1,000. When it's at 2,000, it's insane if it goes to 10,000. And now it's at 100,000. So I wouldn't think about it that way. The only thing that matters is, do you think Bitcoin is a stupid idiot, like dumbass piece of crap, or do you think it's actually legit? And as a computer scientist, I feel Bitcoin is legit. The proof of work concept, the fact that it is actually a store of value. In fact, if you think about it, anything that is rare cannot be like got again, and is not like lint on the ground, like something dumb like that, or it will always be treasured by society just because it's rare. And you know what I mean by that? Like, there's a lot of things like that in the world. You don't have to think about it too hard. It's just, people just behave that way. People always seem to want what's different and rare. Example, I build my house as hard as I can to look like an American house. I show it to my friend who lives in Canada. He goes, what the fuck? Why you spend money on that? Why doesn't it look Japanese? Not realizing that Japanese houses is what he's wanting to see, right? Like, the wabi-sabi and the fucking little sliding doors and shit. And the American homes is what I want to see, because everyone just wants the rare shit, because the rare shit makes you feel special. You know what I mean? So Bitcoin has a legit scarcity built in through the algorithm. You can't fucking toy with it. Bitcoin's probably strongest thing going for it is that you can't toy with it. You can't fuck around with it. It's been proven. It's a proven entity. People trust it. And that's why. It's just a store of value. It's like a bank account. When you put money into your bank, it's the same thing. You trust your bank that they'll pay back the balance that you have in a bank. It's the exact same thing. It's just, do you want to put your money in your local bank, or do you want to put your money into Bitcoin? You think of Bitcoin as a bank as well, a store of value. That's all it is. Proof that you actually have something of value in this world. Value is subjective, as you can see. So anyway, very high. I don't worry about this. Share price, don't worry about that. Well, what really matters is this number. Are they buying BTC? Yes, they are. September 19th, they have bought, what the fuck? Look at the climb here. I mean, these guys are going all balls in I'm buying BTC. Hey, good time to buy, huh? Look, where's the share price? This is some major FOMO, okay? This is when everyone like is like fucking like happy, euphoric. This is where you avoid. This is where you get out. This is you do not want to be here. Like, you know, you do not want to be here. I mean, you can wait it out. Maybe we'll go up later, but I mean, it's kind of heartbreaking to see this, right? I mean, if you see this, even if you think I'm waiting for this, you'd be like, why didn't I sell it? Why didn't I sell it at this? You know what I mean? It's like, you can make what? 3, 5, 10, no wait. This is just comical. 5 times your money. Oh my God. Okay, and currently it sits around here, right? Who knows, right? 517, low point, I think it's trading at, what's the current price up right now? Current price trading at 509, right? Stable today. All right, good. I like stability when I buy. I don't like wild swings. Anyway, okay. Just don't look at that. I never ever look at their history. Okay? I mean, like, don't look at past gains as a proof that this is a lesson I learned. You look at my assets. I bought Bailey Gifford because I thought it was the sexiest fund alive. And it didn't go anywhere. I mean, it's okay. I didn't buy that many, did I? It's not that good, though. Palantir was fucking balls ass, like fucking crazy shit gains, but like, which I actually realized I sold it. And don't look back. I don't check it anymore. Once you sell, don't check it. It just makes you feel bad. There's actually this is the number that's really important, the MNAV. Why is it not showing? This one, right? It even has a good explanation, right? So basically it's like the multiplier on like the total valuation of the company relative to Bitcoin price. When it's exorbitantly high, that means you're paying a premium to own this metaplanet. And when it's lower, I think at 1.0, it's a steal. You can't go 1.0. Below 1.0 is retarded. It means you're buying Bitcoin at a discount to the actual price. It will never go. That's why it charts at 1.0, I think. Will never happen. But the closer it gets to 1.0, the closer you're just buying Bitcoin overall. Okay. So, just saying, right? Again, don't look at returns. This is such greed statistic. Never look at this. Okay? It's volatile. Well, I like that. Have some fun, huh? And the recent one, when the price dipped on BTC at 106, they bought $2.7 billion worth of Bitcoin. I don't know, man. That's kind of insane. That's the largest purchase yet. Okay, so that's basically the financials, whatever. Okay, but I like to look at the people who run it. You know, it gives me confidence. So the team, okay. When I looked at Palantir, although you can say for Billy Gifford, I got fucked because those guys look really educated too. But you know what? It's not a loss, is it? You know, the only losses I really have here are from ARK funds, yeah? No, wait. Emax is Neo. Yeah, but this was because that lady back in 2020 who was trying to peddle ARK funds, and you look at their gains, it's like 300%. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna make that money too. But yeah, see, genetic engineering going nowhere, right? Who knows? But even in a bad bet, what, you lose like this? Like, come on, man. Like, it's not a big deal. My only regret is I didn't invest more. I left all my money in fiat because I was too chicken. Well, I won't let that happen now. Okay, back to metaplanet because the story time is more important. Okay, when you look at these people, I mean, this is beautiful people everywhere. Okay. First of all, Simon Jerovich. I see Harvard. I'm like, I'm sold, man. Harvard's. I'm a sucker for Ivy League credential. But also, working at Goldman Sachs, this is not an ethical company. That's good. If these motherfuckers are bad people, quote unquote, all the better, because what they value is money, right? He knows the game, okay? I mean, if he works here, he knows the game. He looks old enough to know, seen enough of what happens in the world. He ran a whole hotel. I think he founded, chairman. And I looked him up, the Red Planet hotels. They're generally well rated. My God, stop scrolling. Okay, Red Planet hotels. You know, this TripAdvisor has gone way too spammy on the pop-ups and shit. I just gotta stop that, please. I can't even look at it clearly. Can I zoom out? No, okay. Anyway, so I mean, these people are like saying it's not a baller like amazing hotel. It's decent, and I was just wondering, is this a fuck up chain? Obviously it's not. If it was a fuck up chain, he wouldn't advertise the fact that he's involved with it. But anyway, this dude, he is the top dog here. You know, Eric Trump. I had to look into this from the AI system. Like, just really, like, I was just wondering, like, is he really advising Metaplanet, or is it just a publicity stunt? So it's not really a heavy duty advisor. Like, it was just. Did he attend? His appointment is publicly documented from multiple sources. Right, okay, so he's just an advisor, right? I mean, if he's involved, Jesus, you know. Look at this girl. Former Miss Universe. UCLA. Oh, man. Don't know what the fuck she's doing here, but I guess she's there to, like, community engagement manager. Hell yeah, I'll engage. Someone like that. Oh, it's for the magazine guy? Okay. Okay, Mitsubishi, UFJ, Morgan Stanley. Look, I mean, there's a lot of big names here. Claire. I dabble over these people. I'm just like, I can't find the holes. They're publicly traded. If they're lying here, it's illegal. So, okay, summary. A lot of financial brain people are running the ship. You trust these people? I don't know. I trust them. Chief Operating Officer. Again, these two from Goldman Sachs. So I would venture a guess that they really fucking know a lot about how the financial system works and the game. Fair bet, right? And they got a whole bunch of underlings here. Yeah. The software engineer, Max Villa. So he's followed the Bitcoin project from the early days, okay? So he knows what Bitcoin is about. He's probably advised Simon about it. And Sophia, man. Big foodie. Does that read personal secretary to the president? Anyway, you know, this girl looks kind of sus to me. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. What matters is that these guys, I think, know their shit. If the boat sinks, it's not because they're incompetent. It's because they didn't see something coming. And let's be honest, I wouldn't have seen it coming either. Okay. There's merch as well. What merch? Get out of here. They have Bitcoin magazine. Oh, they're trying to rally awareness over it, huh? Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Okay. All right. Wait. Let's go on to, let's see. That doesn't work. That's kind of disturbing. I saw that before, though. What is this? So they're like they're BTC Treasury, right? So what it is, if you think about it, because why is it an appealing proposition currently for Japanese residents, people, is because if you live in Japan and you get taxed in Japan, the capital gains tax on crypto is about 50. I mean, well, it depends. I mean, it's basically counted as your income. Like if you work, it'll be added on top. It's categorized under miscellaneous income, which people don't really like, I think. But anyway, that is not good, right? Because you can get taxed as high as 30, 40, which will be your effective tax rate for your gains on this. So, I mean, it cuts into your wins, right? A lot. It could. NISA, the big play with NISA is if you get like one of those big gains and you might something like 3 or 4 times your money, it's all tax free. That's crazy. I think I did buy on under NISA, right? Yeah, it's under. Wait, no. Here, NISA Asukari, right? Anyway, so metaplanet 3350, right? Okay, so holding on to this means what? Like, if this goes up by a large amount, whatever, you can sell it, and I've seen it happen. What happens is the gains are all yours, like nothing. It's like a pure video game with no tax. I've sold also assets that are under this category, and what happens is when you say sell, it will warn you like, okay, but you're gonna get taxed 20%. The earnings, the plus you don't get them, all of it. You get 20% of, you get 80% of this. So you feel a little bit bad, bad, whatever, So it's a huge thing because you think if I'm as a Japanese resident, I don't have any way. I can buy BTC directly, I think, with a huge setup cost, and I don't like that because it's really fringe. You need to go to another site, set up a Bitcoin wallet, worry about it. They're basically your little agents that hold on to it for you, eh? It's like I'll hold on to it. If you don't feel comfortable holding on to it, we'll hold on to it for you, and they'll probably manage the Bitcoin strategy, when to buy, sell, all that shit. So it's like an indirect, less direct exposure to Bitcoin, but sure as hell exposed to Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin goes to the moon, so will metaplanet. And I've investigated it with OpenAI quite intensely. The other thing is that, did you know, this is really interesting, that there's actually a lot of people shorting this stock. Looking here, metaplanet is short interest right now, right? UBS and Morgan Stanley have reported short positions in mid-September 2025. They have a lot of shares, like 27 million shares, shorted. I'm not really a brainiac about shorting. I just know that means they're betting hard that the stock will go down. And what is the total shares? How many? Where is it? There's got to be a number here. Hold on, is that at the top? I can't remember this simple stat. You know what to do? You know what? This moment. Total share count of Bitcoin, of metaplanet. So I love AI 3.1. Okay. 751. Okay. It was 50%, right? So okay. What? Why did I think 50%? Was I wrong? Whatever, it doesn't matter. A lot of people are shorting the stock. So I don't think it will happen. It was talking about a short squeeze. Not me. The AI was mentioning short squeeze. Okay. And that's exciting because it's fun. Because You can actually work out the scenarios with the AI, which is incredibly fun because you'll see what could happen what might happen that would increase or decrease your stock price. And look, heavy short positioning, huh? I mean, let's not get too excited though. This probably won't happen. The bad side of this one is that a lot of the reason why you want to come to these guys is because they have the only way of really getting the tax-free or tax-advantaged exposure to Bitcoin. There's no other way in Japan. So, I mean, unless you're not really a Japanese like resident, you'd be like, you're just in Japan, but you have it. So anyway, once that advantage disappears, they become just another treasury of Bitcoin. But you never know. Like, sometimes things never turn out the way you think they do. So government is going to review the crypto taxation. Now, what this boils down to essentially is you're betting that the Japanese government will allow its citizens and residents to freely invest into crypto through ETFs and whatever you want to call it, and you'd be subject to the same taxation laws as other investments. But I know the Japanese government is extremely glacial in everything. They're always bickering and never agreeing on anything. So I'm going to say, yeah, they're not really like those fast movers. Like, they're like sitting down, talking, going home, drinking some sake, getting drunk, and then going back to work the next morning and appearing to work. I know it sounds very cynical and very generalized, but Japanese people like to appear to work and then think they've done a good job. Number of people who actually do work, like aside from the low level, like just driving cars around thing, I don't know, I think that's why they're not doing too well. But fact check everything you hear these days through ChatGPT. It will correct your obvious like slants in your knowledge. And, it's just basically the ultimate information synthesizer. What it does, see what I like about Chat, it tells you all the things you want to know, but ultimately you have to click the buy button, right? I love that. That's what makes it fun, man. I was thinking, one day, like, don't we have like automated investments? I think they offer it on SBI. That is the most boring shit ever. I mean, like, it's fine. You have no time to do it, but like, I don't know. There's something wrong about that, whatever it is. So, okay, going on. What else could there be? Okay, there's some other events. I'm gonna go to all of them, but like overall, I feel very bearish, very bullish, sorry, not bearish, on Bitcoin, simply because going forward, I feel like people's trust in governments is eroding, I think, and just, I have rarely seen like cash or yen these days, and more and more the transactions are done online with the things I need. And there is a kind of a push to kind of quote unquote avoid the government, which means you pay indirectly. Like the tech has now offered a solution for payments. You want to pay Jeff Bezos and his company for Amazon goods. Well, the government is just an obstacle now, right? So we don't need ATMs. We don't need banks, really. The change has been seen already so far, and Japan just lags really far behind. And when that's the case, I really think that something like Bitcoin, described as basically the digital gold. So look at gold, right? Look at gold price. Gold is the biggest winner I have in my portfolio. Insane. It took 5 years to get here, though, and a near-death experience. So, point being is that if you want to have gold, why not also add digital gold to your portfolio? Sounds good, right? And Bitcoin is legit digital gold. Okay, gold is just basically a scarce metal. That's it. Yeah, I use for jewelry. Come on, who the fuck wears gold these days? It's kind of stupid. I mean, that's not the meaning of it. It's just a scarce metal that looks shiny, looks cool. Bitcoin is a scarce resource, actually strictly limited resource that sounds cool. Bitcoin sounds cool and is widely respected. So, I mean, look at what's BTC price today. 113. Okay, going down. Doesn't matter. I mean, like, you know, the idea is that what are you speculating this to be? Like a long-term crash? I know it looks scary. It's just not scared anymore. The thing is again, I don't mind seeing this going to like minus like 100,000, you know, because of this, right? And I'm willing to take the risk. And the upside, I think, is pretty big. Like, you know, you have no idea, right? Like how much Bitcoin can go up. You got people like my man, Tech Lead. This dude, where is he? I love this dude, okay? This guy is so funny. I feel like I have something in common with this guy, but interesting guy. He's quite the analyst, you know. I wouldn't go as far as doing the Aster stuff. The AI bubble is interesting. The argument is that really what they're kind of getting on is that they don't see how OpenAI, like ChatGPT, how this can be profitable. So I paid $30 a month for their GPT-5, but you got to understand, I was almost ready to pull the trigger on the 300. I was going to pull the trigger on the 300. I'm not kidding you, because this thing is like your brain on steroids, and I don't mean like you don't inject anything. What is this? What is this? People are really against it because they think, oh man, AI, creepy, I don't know, the loss of humanity. I disagree. It is in fact an enhancement of humanity. And let me explain why. Do you think doing rote, repetitive tasks is the definition of humanity? It is a part of it. Eliminating all repetition in your life is probably not going to be, it'll be weird. Yes, there's a flip side to that. But let's say as a programmer, I'm not interested, when I program something, okay, when I'm doing programming, I'm not really interested in this shit, okay? I'm interested in what it can produce. So where AI fits in is not like, okay, AI, dude, I want to make a fucking good app that sells like in the millions. Just, here you go. If that were the case, what differentiates you from the other person? It's obviously not possible. So people have a misconception on where AI fits in. AI doesn't make the whole thing for you, okay? It makes this for you. When you put a very clear request to the AI, you have a button you want to make bigger, smaller, change the color, it does that impeccably well. Like the AI is even aware of it. It's like having a junior programmer on steroids who never sleeps, never tired, never complains, doesn't have feelings that you can hurt, doing all the work for you. I can't begin to describe how revolutionary that is. For coding especially, that is unbelievable. The argument though is that they can't be profitable because developing AI is expensive currently. But you gotta understand, it's not similar to dot-com bubble. There's something terrifying about AI and the power of it. I really believe this, like in the bottom of my heart. I don't think anyone can go back to not AI. And by the way, modest AI, pretty good AI, and ChatGPT are in categories of their own. Right now, OpenAI's ChatGPT, which to distill it down, it is basically, they've been upgrading their models for the last 10 years, okay? They had DALL-E, which is an image generation. They had Codex, which is code generation. Those are like independent models. They merged them, combined them with into a thing called ChatGPT. They call it multimodal, meaning now it integrates your general queries with coding and image generation. Absolutely insane. This code down here was generated by ChatGPT. It looks better than what I had. It also linked it and did this, a very common design pattern. Where it excels and where I get really like high on it, like look at this. Look at this. I mean, it constructs boilerplate. Anyone who codes will tell you that making a skeleton and a boilerplate is the most shittiest part of it. Like, No one wants to really do it again and again. I've done it again and again. And by the AI giving you a professional looking boilerplate, it evens the playing field. Now we can identify what are the parts of the app that are really important. See, if this can be done really quickly, surely you can't say that your preferences page is what makes your app special. It can't, because everyone has access to this now. What does make it special is, well, what does your app do, for crying out loud, right? Is it because it has a lot of content? Is it because the AI is very good? All right, this kind of stuff now comes into play, and you will realize that what it cannot do is say, I want this. Hey, I saw this, give me this. And that's like, okay, I can mimic how it looks, but what do these buttons do? I mean, what do they do, you know? What does this do? How does it all tie together? Now you realize the explanation becomes more and more difficult. How they all tie in together, what they do, how they behave, how they kind of like play together, and what is a net product that comes out of this is really the domain of a human being. A human being has great insight and intuition more than what the value of something actually is. AI can't help you there, and it may never help you there. I mean, you have to understand this is a very like delicate and ethical and very, not ethical, more like a very delicate point. AI takes out the drudgery from coding and leaves only the creative aspects. You can focus on your content, all right? And I don't see that as being a negative in any plausible scenario. That is only a positive thing in my book. Like, if you had issues like, I'm like, I want that lag to disappear. It may not even know how to do that, by the way. But it does this. It does the dumb tasks really quickly. Does that make any sense? So you're not sitting there writing boilerplate code all the time. However, let's say you want to integrate like the back end. Now you get tricky stuff, right? So it has difficulties, but it does handle it well. When you're tying in the front end to back end, when you have complex states, when you're scrolling through, it's not loading the audio. Well, it has to download the audio, right? On Appear, right? When it appears, it has to download the audio. Well, that part now becomes hard to describe to the AI yourself. You have an intuition of how that's supposed to work. I will test it. The thing is that so that also makes you think, well, how do I improve my model so that it can download the audio files more directly? There's a whole interplay. It's like having a conversation back and forth with the computer, and your feeling is that you're working with someone to make what you want to be made come to reality. And I think this is nothing like a bubble, quote unquote. Can it be profitable? As we always know in tech, they work that shit out later. Okay? They will dig a fucking dagger into people once they realize people are just so dependent on it, they can't live without it anymore. Right now, as the trend is still kind of new, I believe they can't cash their card, take their chips in, okay? Because it's too soon. It still hasn't reached mass everybody effect yet. There are people that I know are very smart who refuse to use AI or don't want to use it on grounds that it's eliminating human creativity. They don't know what it is. It's creepy. It's stupid. I don't know. The chef says, I'm tired of the damn thing, talking to it. But look, you don't treat AI and expect it to be like a replacement for a human being. Nor do you have to vilify it it's the evil shit like in Matrix. It's just a tool at the end of the day. A tool that accelerates development, that can accelerate medical research, that can accelerate everything. There's even a plausible outcome where AI could possibly eliminate the fear of being on the street with no food. I read that. It's plausible. And that moves me because nothing makes me feel more shitty than watching people on the fucking street with no food and what they call basically survival anxiety or just pressure to survive. It is the shittiest thing ever. That's at the bare minimum. I think everyone should be given a reasonable living space and decent food at the bare minimum. I don't think people should be always terrified of being like thrown out to the street with no food. That is just absolutely, because that is really what could happen, right? The game over in capitalism is you're fucking on the street, begging people and shit. Like, that's horrible. I think it's a human, oh my God, like a necessity to raise that game over to like, well, you fucked up hard, didn't you? Just, but you can still live in a decent apartment and, it's not like mice and cockroaches everywhere. You got to raise that standard a bit, right? And give people a fair shot at life. You should make like a video game. Everyone's got a fair shot, okay? Like, anyway. AI will be what brings it, because all the mundane, shitty work will be outsourced to robotics and AI. That's fine. I mean, I think it's totally fine. If you want to cook things by manually, no one's stopping you. It's just now you have the option of not doing it that way. God forbid, maybe a cooking robot would have saved my marriage. No clue. But I mean, besides the point, okay? Back to the main topic, which was actually, I digress. I'm sorry, I digress. I was really talking about metaplanet. All right, so yeah, so I remember GameSpot's short interest into what I'm talking about. A lot of big banks were short on GameSpot, and it was excessive. Redditors banded together, thought they want to fuck over these big companies because they like GameSpot. And then there was a huge, from $20 to $400, you make like 20 times your money. This is not going to happen here because you need Redditors banding together and you need enough people pushing the other way. It's not going to happen here. But I don't know. I think it's a good deal. The fact that, that short position drove the price down probably caused fear in everybody. I think buying into fear is always the play. When people are scared shitless, you know what fear is? This is what, I'll describe what fear is. I've experienced it. This is what you do when you want fear. You go to your account page and you do this all the time, refresh, and you see like a minus there. Oh, well, okay, you're up 1400, okay. But if it was like a blue, which is basically means you lost money in Japan, something in your chest, around your chest and your neck area, I don't know, your chest area, you feel like that oh my God feeling. What did I just do? I could have bought like 2 Big Mac meals. I could have bought 3 Starbucks from coffee, right? Or you think to yourself, oh my God, I can get a free bag of frozen shrimp or something. This is the stupidest way to think about it. I did it before. That's not what you want to do. You want to wait for this. This is what you want to wait for, And you know what's good about investing is that once you get fundies from this, you stop wanting iPhones. You know what I mean? Like, I heard stories about how people take out loans or they just can't help buying the newest iPhone. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but I mean, why not play this game? Have fun from it. You can't really lose at this point because of the way the economy is going. People are just pouring money over and over into investment, and you think, oh, it's gonna end tomorrow. It's gonna end tomorrow. Big crash in stocks. Big crash. Wait, hold cash then. And then if it happens, put it in, because I don't have to tell you, that's what I thought too. I was high on fear videos saying that, oh, the market's crashing, SPY gonna crash, SPY gonna crash. It never crashed. Okay? I don't have to tell you, follow the leaders, follow the big boys like Warren Buffett, and steer clear of the grifters. You spot them a mile away. This is bordering a bit on grifting, but it's just good enough to make it fun, honestly. I mean, it's the images are high quality. They have a solid orange background, meaning they have at least some kind of photo editing or some kind of photo studio, okay, that makes it work, all right? Their pictures are well lit, all right? You might think, who cares? No, it matters. It means they care about their appearance, and they have the means to present nice photos. When you show that, it's not just frivolous, it's a signal that they've got money, they know what they're doing, at least in photography they do, and just overall, they don't look like losers. Does that make any sense? The coder even looks like a coder, okay? I mean, that's what a coder looks like. So, they're not losers. It's a bit sketchy, but that's what makes it fun. Their site's really cool. I love it. Bitcoin can go anywhere. That makes it even more fun. And you think, well, goddamn, I'm not gonna bet my fucking kids. Well, I mean, don't ever bet that. But I mean, like, but right here, I said playing it safe and secure too much can also choke you to the point. That's what happened to me. Okay, and you risk nothing, you risk it all. Exactly. I think that's really true. Someone said that. You risk nothing, you risk it all. That's true. Only if you think of the point of view of your life is only like 80 to 100 years. And when you're gonna die, and you had the opportunity to like do this and do that, and you just didn't want to do it because it was too risky, quote unquote, that's a regret. If I look back at my life right now and I was to die tomorrow, I'd be like, number one regret actually is that I didn't go to WWDC to Steve Jobs. My personal like little, he's my little hero. All right. Like I had the opportunity, I didn't do it because I was scared of the time difference. I was scared of jet lag. I was scared because I had a sleeping issue trauma related to like sleeping, that if I went to San Francisco, that I wouldn't be able to sleep properly, the jet lag would kill me. In retrospect, the right attitude would be, let it kill me. Why not? I mean, I guess I had too much to lose at that point. I had too many good things going for me in life, but let's be honest, like, what kind of a story is that? You go to WWDC and you get sick? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's the things you don't do in life that really get to you. I think that's true. Because you realize, like, of all the things we cling on to, money and all that, the one thing that never comes back is time. And you never feel that way when you're younger. I never felt that way. I think it's a weird illusion. When you're 20, you think you're going to live forever. And then you hit 30, and you're like, I'm going to live forever, kind of. And then 35, I live forever, kind of. And then you got kids, and you live forever. And then 40, then 45, and now your muscles start aching. And now you look at, like, vision gets worse. And, you get tired so easily. And you're like, nah, I ain't going to live forever, am I? And then you're kind of dazed, like 40. And it's a bit weird in the sense that at that point, these numbers, as long as you have your base needs covered, like these numbers are just, I'm learning myself to treat them less and less as something that matters in capital letters and just like a video game, like you're killing monsters or something. That's all it is. But unlike, let's say, pure gambling, 50-50, these are really educated guesses, honestly. And as a side benefit, it's always fun to learn about the world because these are not arbitrary ups and downs. There's people putting money into this, people selling it, things happening with the banks. What are they doing? And, it's fun to be right, okay? Like when you are right about something, the money is nice, but the feeling of that you were right is even better. It's worth even more. Okay, and you get like a jolt of dopamine from that, and it just feels good, I guess, huh? But I stop at, we have like people like this guy saying you buy your investments on fucking loan, like on leverage buy, where you basically it's automated borrow money, but if the price goes down, you gotta pay I don't think I'll do that. You get liquidated. I don't want to ever do that. I draw the line there. I think though that I'm extremely conservative and like risk averse. But what pissed me off was that all of my holdings in fiat have eroded over time, and by not investing, I was holding on to an investment that dropped by 50%. That's so shitty. Like, that's just shitty. And I don't want to think about making money, okay? It's conversion of assets. This doesn't mean you made money. It does in a way, but it doesn't. It just means that the gold is worth more than the yen today. It's a conversion thing, right? I mean, you have a pool of assets. Is it all colored? Like, it's a pie chart, right? Is it all fiat or is it partially like companies? Is it Bitcoin? Et cetera, et cetera. And that's all it is. Is it real estate? I think real estate is always going to be a good play. No matter what happens, people need a place to live. You know what I mean? Oh, wow, cool. Oh, my shrimp is here. I got frozen shrimp coming in. Let's see. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? We'll see. This is much better. Hi, こんにちは。
こんにちは。リンクでいいです
はい、はい、どうも。はい。フローゼンシュリンプ。うん。41. Wide range? Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Poor frontage, I see. 52. 52 for high figure for you. Yeah. They can't find it, eh? This is kind of interesting. It's really interesting, eh? Damn. This one has to be a localized search. It can't do it for you. But anyway, real estate I think has gone up like at least 40%, but that is just a coincidental rise against the yen. If one held US dollars, it hasn't changed, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like if you do like this will summarize it for you, right? Yeah, 50%. Okay, look. That's insane, man. This was actually 70, eh? At one point. Literally double. I mean, actually, yeah, it's a loss of 50%, right? Anyway. Yeah. So that's basically the story behind metaplanet, and I think it's a fun investment. See how it goes, and it'll be fun, you know. That volatility is pretty fucking high. Damn. SPY looks pretty sad, huh? What? You're shitting me. Wait, 1 year. That's better. 54%, Mitsubishi 63? On what grounds? Why, year over year? What's a Nikkei? Nikkei 20% gains in 1 year? Nikkei outperforming the SPY in 1 year? The Nasdaq's still doing about the same. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm gonna thank my dad for that. You know, that's good. That's all mean basically yen is just getting less and less valuable. That's all it means, right? Am I wrong here? Like just, whatever. I'll finish it off here because that's about all I have to say.